Hello everyone, my topic for the essay is Stray Kids, English in K-pop as a strategy for achieving cultural integration and globalization in music. So, what is K-pop? Basically, K-pop is a music genre that originated in South Korea. It is mostly made up of catchy tones, straightforward lyrics, and various performance constitutions. However, K-pop has been actively attempting to merge into international market in recent years by adding English into their works. So, why it's important to have English in K-pop? Because Korean artists have motivations to work on expanding their reputation and fan base abroad. Hence, English plays a role as a lingua franca to establish relationships between Korean artists and foreign countries. Also, it improves acceptance of K-pop to reach international audiences. Therefore, they have been attempting to culturally integrate English with their traditional music in order to have greater future prospects in global music business. Therefore, integrating English into Korean music was not a spontaneous idea of Korean artists. The primary driving force was the desire of early American music to spread concepts to Korea. Korean music began to be significantly influenced by American music during Korean War. Through a radio station, the USA MGIK, which is the name of radio station, gave Korean people a chance to enjoy American music. Many Korean listeners have been drawn to American music genres like jazz and rock, and dominant stylistic concepts of these genres has provided Korean music makers with a wealth of inspiration for their works. Thus, a more appropriate international music genre was developed as cultures of America and South Korea steadily clashed and melded. Obviously, English's recent integration into K-pop has surprisingly large impacts. It has greatly assisted Korean singers in acquiring social position and power in global markets. Groups like Stray Kids know that incorporating English into music gives them more opportunities to make breakthroughs in Western music industries. In order to maintain worldwide fan base, they thus use English in their group name, song titles, and highlights of lyrics. So, who are Stray Kids? Stray Kids is an 8-member boy group that debuted in 2018. The group name was conceived by members instead of their company. The group's leader, Bang Chan, declared in public that the group name embodies their intention to defy expectations and conventions, and then pave the path. Therefore, why did the company choose English versions of these two words instead of Korean words for stray, which pronounced stray, and kids, which pronounced kij? The tongue trio in stray kij is difficult for non-native Korean speakers to pronounce, but stray kids in English terms are highly typical and straightforward because voice consonants j and z are produced by vibrating vocal cords, so that Stray Kids has striking phonetic sounds when produced them in English. This also allows an international fan base to identify more clearly instead of ambiguity and difficulty of calling their Korean name. So, in the group, two members of Stray Kids are proficient in speaking English, and most members use English stage names rather than more traditional Korean ones. Felix and Beck Chan are both Australian and were raised speaking English. As a music producer or Sriracha member, which is a rap unit in Stray Kids, Beck Chan always uses birth name Chris to define himself. Han, whose real name is Jijun, had experiences of attending international school in Malaysia with American system, so he basically understands English. Also, Lina, whose real name is Mingho, and Ian, whose real name is Jianyin. Their Korean names are difficult for foreign fans to pronounce, so they use Lino and Ian as their stage names. In recent years, English language training is provided to group members which aims to accommodate international fans. Distinctly, members like Sunmin, Huijin, and Chanbin have improved a lot since debut. They are becoming more flexible in use of English. However, Lino and Ian are the only two members who do not speak English but fluent in Korean and Japanese. It also represents ambitions for the group in global domination. Additionally, when using English fluently to publicize music works and incorporating English-speaking members in K-pop groups, language barriers can be overcome more directly, so it makes international audiences easier to comprehend meanings conveyed by their works and assist them in moving forward globalization and cultural integration. Moreover, English and Korean are well balanced in song titles by Stray Kids. Some song titles have both English and Korean versions. For example, Thunderous is also titled Parasony. This means thunderous when translated into Korean. Additionally, Chill and Sick, which are titles in English, but can also use Korean characters to represent because they have fairly similar pronunciations in English and Korean. In this case, Stray Kids typically insert English letters in parentheses after Korean titled version, which is significantly easier for international fans to search song titles on websites. Even more apparent is that majority of Stray Kids song titles only have English versions with no indication of Korean letters, like Maniac, Backdoor, and Case 143. Although most of lyrics are in Korean, but they still choose to use English titles. However, it's difficult for Korean to pronounce English titles completely accurate, like Superboard. This song title has no corresponding word in Korean letters, so most Koreans actually pronounce in super in sh, like Superboard. Furthermore, lyrics of Stray Kids which deftly combine English and Korean reflect their dedication to global market as well as its standings in K-pop. English most frequently appears in Stray Kids songs as a repeated word or phrase, generally the song's title. For example, in the chorus of Maniac, the single word maniac is used to repetitively emphasize highlights, while hasty English phrases are frequently introduced into Korean lyrics. They help with cohesion. Like in Case 143, Korean lyrics are supplemented by adding English. Also, their songs occasionally have English versions like Double Knot, which lyrics are completely in English. It must be restated that widespread use of English has allowed their fans in many non-native English-speaking nations such as Japan or China to understand charm and expressiveness of their songs through English lyrics. Then let's watch two clips of the songs.
Maniac, 나서 빠진 것처럼 미쳐 Maniac. 핑핑 돌아버리겠지. Maniac, Frankenstein처럼 걸어 Maniac. maniac.
Maniac 나서 빠진 것처럼 무슨 maniac 핑핑 돌아버리겠지 maniac 비동사 그 속에 maniac maniac
You got me losing patience 걷잡을 수 없는 emotion 떠올라니 모습봐 Never feel alright 수많은 감정이 충돌해 waiting Rolling in the deep inside my head You got me bad
문장의 J
신속하게 내게로 moving on my way
Why do I keep getting attracted? 자석같이 끌려가. I cannot explain this reaction. 이거밖에 1, 4, 3.
Why do I keep getting attracted 네 모습만 떠올라 I cannot explain this emotion 1, 4, 3 I love you
A, B, C, D, E, F, G I wanna send my code to you 8 letters is all it takes and I'm gonna let you know Oh
Actually, they got great international influence till now. With release of mini album Ordinary on March 18th in 2022, Stray Kids achieved its first #1 on Billboard 200 list. By dominating the US charts, the record made Stray Kids the year's biggest selling artist in a single week. Obviously, they are the first authentic K-pop group to enter at #1 on Billboard 200 list, as evidenced by album's popularity. Their latest album, Maxident, topped Billboard 200 again in October, making it the second #1 album in 2022. Stray Kids has 6 music videos with more than 100 million views on YouTube since its debut, while Ordinary's lead single Maniac is the most watched one in the last 24 hours, with 7.6 million views. There is no denying that Billboard is the most influential music brand on social media. Many global famous singers like Mariah Carey has been on Billboard #1 list in succession. So this also proves appeal of this list on global scale. Since debut, Stray Kids has attended music festivals and award ceremonies in various countries. Also, they held world tour in Malaysia, Indonesia, America, and other countries this year to show gratefulness to international fans and reach globalization. Most concerts sold out in seconds the day they went on sale. The more than 10 million followers on YouTube are also a further indication of their international influence. Generally, Billboard's continuous listing, close interviews with international media, and frequent appearances in overseas newspapers are milestones in cultural integration and globalization for Stray Kids. This proves that it's relatively successful to add English into K-pop music. So that's all for my presentation. Thank you.